When writing narrative essays or stories or screenplays or whatever, it is important that each character have a chance to talk, be described, and carefully crafted so that the reader understands the difference between that character and another character in the story. It is a temptation to write this happened and then this happened and then they turned the corner and then this happened and this happened, but that's not narrative writing. That's just note taking. What we want to do in a narrative story is give the characters a chance to talk. The temptation is to write, "Let's go," she said. "No, I don't want to go," she said, and use the word said over and over and again. There are so many ways to describe how a person talks without using the word said. So I want to show you that. So what I always do is I take my characters, I'm a visual learner, as you know, and I'm also organized. So I create a little graph and I put the characters in there. And this is going to be the story from the point of view of Mr. Wallace, who is a history teacher and a coach. And somebody is going to steal the answers to his test. And the answers to the test as stolen creates a larger catastrophic problem because that is the test that is used to determine who is on the teams to represent the school at the state championship historical trivial. I don't know, but the stakes are pretty high for stealing the answers to this test. One of these three students is going to be the person who orchestrated stealing the answers to the test. So what I've done is I've put down the names of each one of the characters, and then I give them ways that they might talk, and I'll add to this as I go on. But I've given each one ways of describing how they talk. I can hear their voice while I'm writing what they say. And one of these three is going to be the person who orchestrates the stealing of the test, and you can look over these descriptions to see how I've done that. Now over here, this is how that translates. So the first day of school, and remember, this is all written in 1.5 space, all in Times New Roman 12 font. I want to make sure I show you that. Now let's just isolate this dialogue and look at how that translates. This is just to give you an idea of how you might describe dialogue. The first day of school is always a day of excitement combined with abject fear of exposure. I know this about my students and give them quite a bit of slack for the first week. I know they doubt their own intelligence despite their clever disguise. The semester began, as have all others in my past 20 years of teaching algebra at Hamilton High School. Of course, we're going to change that to history. Hamilton High School. I'll add more to that as I go along to describe the stakes of this history class that he teaches. I checked my class roster, the usual suspects. Kenny, known affectionately to his peers as Ken Doll, was the first in the door. So that means I got to go up and change it up. Just to show you the process of writing and changing my mind and making changes as I go along. It's a very fluid process. Now I have the outline already, so I know the order of events. I know what happens. I know on what page the test is administered. I know how to flashback to the stealing of the test results. I know all those things are already entailed in my outline. So let's move on. Hey, OG, looking good. Did you CrossFit over the summer? Because you are looking good. Good morning, Mr. Anderson. I looked over the top of my eyeglasses. So now we know that Kenny's the one talking. We know that this is Kenny who is speaking right there. So I don't even need to put said, or I could add laughed as he walked in the door. Even though I already said the first to walk in the door, the usual suspect, Kenny, known affectionately for his peers as Ken Doll, was the first in the door. Okay, I can just add laughed. You see, I'm just doing this. I'm doing this while I'm talking to you so you can see how I can change my mind while I'm writing in real time. Good morning, Mr. Anderson. I look over the rim of my glasses. Mr. G, there is something wrong with my schedule. I'm supposed to have this period free. I never have a class after lunch, as if. Ah, yes, she's back. Lainey Kershakian, the girl who never keeps her opinions secret. There is nothing mysterious about Lainey. She wears her adolescence on her sleeve and is not afraid to speak her mind. Lanny is living out loud. I never worry about Lanny. I do find myself concerned about Lily. Quiet and reserved, Lily is the smartest girl in the school and hides behind her eyeglasses layers of shy secrets that shows the constant pressure she endures every day. Good morning, Miss Shawn. I smile warmly. Oh, yes, oh, me? Should I sit? Where should I be? She looks up. Now, I don't put she looks up from where. I think the reader can understand that she's shy but I may go back and edit that. And if I do that, if I look at something and I'm not quite sure if I like it, I always highlight it, because then when I'm through, I can come back and take a look at that and see if I described it well enough. Any seat, Miss Shawn, in any place you feel comfortable. Like on Mars, maybe, Lily chimes in. That's enough, Lily. I assume you will be taking your usual seat at the back by the back door. Oh, no, Mr. G. I'm going to sit right up front where I can ask lots of questions, and we're off to a terrific start. Okay, so that's just a little bit of real time, me writing and including voices of the main characters who will be coming in. Now, since it's in first person, I can't describe what Mr. Wallace looks like. That's okay, because I have the students who will describe him. Now, as you can see, when I'm writing narrative and I'm writing in a Word document, you see how these words are flagged for misspelling. But I'm using my own creative writing. So I'm going to say looking instead of looking. I'm going to write dialogue that sometimes doesn't make grammatical sense, but it does make sense to the reader, and it is in the voice of the character. So anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video and show you that one of the processes for determining what your character looks like, what is their hook in their eye patch, what makes them unique, what makes them stand out from the other characters. Because remember, the reader doesn't know anything unless you tell them. So that's the end of this little tutorial, just to show you how to write and how to plan dialogue for your characters.